2021 saw a record number of anti-trans bills in state legislatures.
2022 could be the most anti-trans legislative year in history.
Nome signed a ban on transgender athletes.
It's about fairness. It's about fairness. We fought years ago for Title IX, so that women had an opportunity to compete. But in athletics, it does matter.
Opponents say the bill is written out of fear and ignorance.
Chaz was in 4th grade. During the bustle of getting ready for school, Jen says her world stopped.
I will never forget that day. I looked over at Chaz, and all of a sudden I saw tears. I saw these huge tears. And it just caused me to stop. It caused me to stop. And I remember I just kind of dropped the things that were in my hands. And I said, honey, what's wrong? Why are you so sad? And Chaz said to me, looked right at me, and Chaz said, Mom, what happens if I'm a girl? Because I am a girl. What will happen to me? Will you love me? Will my brothers love me? Will my dad love me?
Yeah, because Sean's like, this is crazy. We're
like,
not just going to follow a kid.
We bumped heads on that, we definitely...
It was a struggle, it was like, are we going to be able to come together for our kid? But also leave room for our own reaction.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fear.
You're going to have emotions that you're going to have to try to figure out how to deal with them, or that you might even feel bad about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There can be a feeling of loss or mourning of the child that you thought you had. And it doesn't mean you don't love the child you have, but it's complicated. It's a very complicated process.
It's okay to ask questions. What? You have unconditional love for your child. Forgive yourself for conversations that you might have had, for microexpressions you might have given. Our kids forgive us because they have unconditional love for us, and that our unconditional love for them shows through as well.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay. Not to be, it's okay to be afraid, but of things that maybe we don't understand. We don't know. We're not educated, but we can get educated. We can move forward, and it's going to be okay.
Too much in society. If there's something that we don't understand, we're so dismissive and want to immediately jump to the conclusion of that's wrong because I don't know it. That's not my experience. But that's not reality.
It sickens me to think that these people behind me in this building think they can tell me how to raise my children.
Families are right to be concerned. Families are right to seek guidance about what the right thing is for them to do in this moment.
What's going to happen is suicide rates are going to go up. It's already higher amongst transgender kids. It's now going to go even higher.
The American Civil Liberties Union is asking a Texas state court to block agencies from investigating parents working with medical professionals to provide their children with gender-affirming care. Ume pointing out that surgery is seldom performed on those under 18, with a focus typically on social transitioning and puberty blockers instead.
Not just a ripple effect on families and children. This is a whole tsunami against kids and against adults who really come to understand their gender identity. We won't let politicians take this and make it an issue and attack people just for not conforming to what society says they should be.
Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? The only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
Above. A lot of cisgender women are just unhappy.
Let's use the term that they love. A lot of real women are really unhappy. A lot of real women are really unhappy. A lot of real women are really insecure. And a lot of real women are really bothered that trans women really look better than they really do. Since they really want this real word, bitch, you can have it. Girl, you can have it. Girl, it's not my fault that you mistaken my happiness and my femininity as a challenge. Sweetie, when I was identifying how feminine I was and how far I wanted to go and how I wanted my inside to match my outside had nothing to do with you. Okay? Because it seems like y'all only have so much to say when it comes to competition. It really seems like y'all only have so much to say when it comes to tearing somebody else down. You're not really mad at trans women for considering ourselves women. You're mad because you don't really get respected as the woman that you really were born to be real in. Girl, stop taking all your frustrations and your disrespect down on other people. That has nothing to do with us. Anybody trying to take your place? Girl, the only reason why you feel some type of way is because we look like something. Girl, but at the end of the day, none of us are respected. And I tell y'all all the time, as a trans woman, if I would have known, I would still be a woman. But bitch, if I would have known the things that change the difference between being a man and a woman, girl, it sucks being a woman. Girl, do you think a person will really transition to still live a sucky life? People don't respect women. And when you are sexy, bitch, they only look at you as a sex object. Bitch, they fuck y'all ugly ass. Girl, bitch, you not mad at how men look at us because men fuck anything. Men are out here fucking children and animals. Nobody want to be you. Y'all are just mad that people are really out here moving and happy, and y'all are really mad that people are being mistaken for you and getting more respect than you do. That has nothing to do with us. That is not a reason why you should be disrespecting us and trying to make it a big thing. Bitch, I had an issue with how I identified. And then when I identified how I choose to identify and how I felt, now you bitches is mad. When a person is in their truth, you hoes still mad. Some of these hoes will get their dick chopped off and their face pulled down just to be feminine and still unhappy, still clockable. You're not going to ever be happy with society until you're happy with yourself. And once you're happy with yourself, you'll realize you'll never be happy with society because society ain't happy for you. And I don't give a fuck how trans women represent themselves. Them hoes can't represent me. Bitch, I was her before I even knew what a trans woman was. I was her before a transition ever happened. I was her as a little boy on the playground in elementary school.
Hilarious, who had every right to feel some type of way, because we're not going to sit up here and act as if women aren't feeling like they're under attack. And women are feeling like they're under attack because of the political propaganda that's being put out, as if trans people are demons, as if we're vile, as if we are out to try to erase womanhood. And 99.9% of the time, that shit is coming from a white rhetoric. And I understand that women are feeling at this current time in these states of affairs that their whole womanhood is on the line and that somebody is trying to take that from them. But your anger is misplaced, because the people that are trying to take that from you are the people that are in the motherfucking Congress, in the White House, and the legislature. We're sitting around here arguing about cis and trans and all this type of shit, and all of our rights, because I do fall under woman too, bitch. All of our rights are being stripped from us by the government. And they're using these tactics like this to divide and conquer, so that we're focused on all the bickering and fighting about who, what, when, where, why, and whatever. And rights are being stripped from us left and fucking right.
It's exhausting. This stuff is also traumatizing. Transphobia is traumatizing. Racism is traumatizing. Misogyny is traumatizing, and I can't live in that space. Right. I can't live in that space all the time. And I know that 2020 taught me that too. And I think love is always the solution. When I talked to Cornel West on my podcast, he said a lovely thing to me, that I'm in the tradition of love warriors that we've had in the Black community from, time memoriam. Like he said, that, you know, they hated us, but we have taught people how to love as Black folks. We consistently do that. And like that, for me, is what it's all about. It's about existing and inhabiting love and putting that out there and hopefully getting that back. And I think that is the only thing with all of the vitriol and policies that are being passed that are attacking trans people, they're attacking, like, you know, AP, African American studies, and just all these things that we have to. Education is important. I like to remind people that, and everyone knows this, but just get to be reminded that they didn't want slaves to read. They did not want, if you learned to read as a slave, you would be beaten, you would be killed. They did not want us to be educated. And right now, you have a governor of Florida, a governor of Texas, who wants, they're banning books. They don't want you to learn about things. And so in this moment, like as Black people, as marginalized people, we need to educate ourselves. We need to learn critical thinking to on the internet to figure out what's misinformation and what's not. That education and learning, it's like, it's a practice of freedom. Education has always been freedom for Black folks, and it is now as well, and it's extended to trans people. Trans people, we've always been here. I like to remind folks that trans folks have existed in indigenous cultures all over the world. In Hawaii, they had Mahu. We've existed throughout time, trans folks and people who didn't exist within the binary. And this gender binary thing, it's a white colonial Western thing, right? So, like, let's educate ourselves about that and understand that when we're being transphobic and we're enforcing this, like, binary idea of man and woman, we're, like, doing some colonial shit. We're doing some like white imperialist stuff, right? Let's, like, if we look at indigenous cultures and look at the way other people have practiced things, you know, trans and or gender nonconforming people held sacred spaces in India. You wouldn't have a wedding or a christening without the presence of a hijra to bless that child or bless that wedding. And trans folks have been spiritual leaders throughout history.
What my apology was back then, because it was, you know, that was the thing where you just somebody canceled, you must apologize, and then they called my apology backhanded. Like I said before, and Laverne, I'm always think like this. I'm like, look, if you want me to respect you, you must respect me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you must. You are in this community. You can be whatever you want. It don't bother me if you are the LGBTQ. It don't matter. You will respect me as who I am, and I'm gonna respect you as who you are. You could have said anything. Oh, you ugly. You da-da-da-da. You called me that because that was gonna get a reaction. Like, you called me a slur. That if somebody said that to you, you hate it. Like, you can't. That's an unspoken word. You can't. You said it yourself. Like, other transgender can't even spew that word. Like, you know what I'm saying? You said the F word. Them two men, they ain't like that. Like, what? You're a part of the community. You still can't say it. You have to respect me if you want me to respect you. Like, so when I apologized to the community, I said, I meant what I said to him. I said, man, y'all want me to respect. It starts with respect. No matter if you know the person or not. Everybody a human being. You're a human being first. That's what you are first.
I hear you.
Everything else after. That's how I'm always be. But yeah.
I hear you. May I offer? I can't make anybody do anything.
Absolutely.
I can't make anybody respect me. I actually, like, so much of my healing work around relationships is I can't make somebody love me. I can't make somebody treat me right. I can't make somebody see me. I can take myself out of the situation. I can put myself in a situation where someone can see me, can respect me, and is able to. Some people aren't able to respect us because they don't respect themselves.
That's real.
Right? So, like, so I can't make somebody do something. And so, like, the whole you will respect me thing, I'm like, people, they might not. You know, I feel like I come with nothing but love, and I work my ass off, and there's so many people who are only going to see my transness and never see the excellence.